In this episode on division, Mr. C will be sharing a bunch of helpful strategies.
Learning can be
fun!
If you like learning in exciting and engaging ways, then Talking Study Guides is for you. I'm Mr. C, and let's get started.
Division is a math operation in which things are distributed into equal groups, just like sharing. For example, if you and a friend are given $10 to be shared equally, you would each get $5. That's division. We're just getting started though. We have plenty of other examples of division.
Take, for example, this giant sub. At 3 feet long, it's meant to be shared. I've got 3 friends coming over later, so I'm gonna split it up into equal pieces. You wouldn't want to eat a sub like this on your own. Oops. The key thing to remember about division is that everyone gets an equal share. Division is splitting things into equal groups. Sometimes doing that can be a little bit challenging, but try your best so you don't end up in situations like this.
Her piece is bigger than mine. That's not fair.
Let's always remember our main goal of division. It's to put things in equal and fair groups. This happens a lot of times in our daily lives. If I have a container of cookies, and there's 15 cookies total, and my goal is to share these cookies among 5 people, how many cookies would each person get? Let's take a look using an array.
Arrays are small pictures that can be used to represent math problems. We know that there are 15 cookies in all, and we had to split them among 5 people, and that is what we see in the array. We also see that there are 3 cookies in each group. The 3 represents the answer that we are looking for.
The array showed us that each person should get 3 cookies, and that's how we use division in our everyday lives. But there's more ways to solve division problems than using arrays. Let's explore a couple more ways that we can solve division problems.
Let's go back to our problem 15 divided by 5. If we use the hands-on approach to solve the problem, I can also distribute my 15 cookies evenly by counting them out one at a time to my friends. 15 cookies shared with 5 people equals 3 cookies per person. Another way we can solve division problems is by skip counting. We can skip count by the smaller number until we get to the bigger one. We can look at this division problem and think to ourselves, how many 5s go into 15? Let's find out. 5, 10, 15. It took 3 5s to get to 15, so 15 divided by 5 equals 3. Let's learn some key terms when we are looking at a division number sentence. The first number listed is the dividend, and that is the number that we are going to be dividing. Then we have the divisor, which means how many times we will be dividing it. Finally, we have the quotient, which means the answer to a division problem. You've probably learned that multiplication is repeated addition, but division is repeated subtraction. This means that multiplication and division are opposites of each other. We can use this to help us. If we're trying to solve 12 divided by 2, we can turn our division problem into a multiplication problem by putting the dividend after the equal sign and thinking to ourselves, 2 times what equals 12? The answer is 6, because 2 times 6 equals 12. Transforming division problems into multiplication problems can be a very useful strategy if you are strong with your multiplication facts, so start practicing.
Another way that we can solve 12 divided by 2 is by using a strategy called repeated subtraction. In repeated subtraction, we start with the dividend, which is 12, and what we're going to do is count down by groups of 2 until we get to 0. Count along with me and let's see what we come up with. Starting at 12, if we count down one group of 2, that's going to get us to 10, then 8, then 6, 4, 2, and 0. 12 divided by 2 is 6 because it took us 6 groups of 2 to count down using repeated subtraction. As we've learned, division is when we're sharing things evenly. But let's take a look at some division symbols that we could come across when we're solving math problems. There's a few different ways that division symbols can be presented to you. Let's take a look.
We would read this problem as 24 divided by 3. In this problem, the division symbol features a horizontal line with dots placed above and below the line. We could also see the division symbol being represented as a slash or a fraction bar, which also tells us that we need to divide.
Another way that division problems can be shown is by something called a long division symbol, sometimes referred to as a long division bracket.
Long division problems look a bit different than the other ones, and we must approach them by first reading the number within the division bracket. This problem reads 32 divided by 8. If we skip count by 8s until we get to 32, we would start at 8, then go to 16, 24, and finally 32. The answer is 4 because it took us 4 eighths to get to 32. The answer to long division problems should be written above the long division bracket.
In division, you may have also heard of the term remainders. If you're dividing numbers and they don't quite go in evenly, what you have is a remainder. Take, for example, 10 cards that I have. If I'm trying to divide 10 cards amongst 3 people, what you'll find is that it just doesn't divide evenly. If I start by skip counting by 3s and try to get to 10, it's not going to happen. 3, 6, 9, I'll never get to 10 because the next group of 3 would bring me to 12. Let's take a look a little bit more about what remainders really mean.
Remainders are like leftovers. Sometimes you try to sort things into equal groups and it just doesn't work. We are trying to distribute the 10 playing cards into 3 equal groups, but it just doesn't work. When we solve 10 divided by 3, we would place 3 in each group, but then we would have 1 card left over at the end. You write this answer is 3 remainder 1, meaning that there is 1 card left over.
I hope that you've learned a ton about division and find these strategies useful in your everyday lives. Let's see how you do on our 3 questions. Can you become the next division wizard?
Question 1. What is the array on the screen showing you? 20 divided by 5 equals 4. 16 divided by 4 equals 4. 16 divided by 2 equals 8. The answer is 16 divided by 4. The picture shows you a total of 16 that is divided into 4 groups of 4. Question 2. What is 18 divided by 6? If you said 3, right on! Question 3. What is the quotient of 12 and 3? "12 divided by 3 gives us an answer of 4.
Hey buddy, how's it going? All right, looking forward to seeing you guys too. 20 minutes sounds good. You already ate lunch? All of you guys? Hey, no, it's cool, no worries. All right, see you soon. Let's do this.
Thanks for watching!